So you want to break a bad habit fast. I've got about 10 minutes. Let's talk about it. Here's the deal. If you want to break a bad habit, it needs to be attacked from different angles. Okay. I am the queen of breaking bad habits and enforcing great habits, habits that are healthier for me, more progressive for me, from giving up soda to running marathons to no longer having an eating disorder to all kinds of stuff. You name it. Yes, I've been there. So here's the deal. When people break a bad habit or they identify what habit that they need to redesign in their life and let go of, they mentally say to themselves, I'm going to stop doing this thing. I'm going to use soda as an example because it's basic, but they say, I'm going to stop drinking diet soda. And then it stops there. They go, I'm just not going to drink diet soda. And here's the issue with that is that there's no reinforcement created from your environment and from your spirit and energy around letting diet soda go. So here's the things I would love to invite you to consider. Number one, pick what you're going to let go of. Is it vaping? Is it diet soda? Is it scrolling? Is it staying up too late? What's the thing? Identify that thing and pick one. Okay. This is not the time to pick 5 things that you're going to tackle at once. Pick one thing, because the other thing that people do is they pick 5 things or they pick 3 things. And the issue with that is that it doesn't take into consideration who you become when that thing is not present, right? When you become the person that can let one thing go, your mind changes and your consciousness changes and your belief in yourself changes. So when you can let one thing go, you start to realize that if you can let one thing go, you can let anything go. So pick the one thing. What is the one thing that, and this is going to be a little controversial, but what's the one thing that you go to in your life that you feel like if that thing was missing, you would be devastated? Like you say to yourself, I don't know if I could live without that thing. Pick that thing and let that thing go. Okay. Now, before you actually take action on letting it go, write down the thing you're going to let go of. For me, for the longest time, it was diet soda or Coke Zero. Okay. I was like, I have no intention of letting Coke Zero go. I don't drink. I don't smoke. It's literally the only vice that I have. Right. So why would I let it go? Now, here's the deal. The reason I needed to let it go was because I was attacking a belief that I couldn't let it go. That was the whole point, is to rid myself of any existing belief around this idea that I couldn't, that I wasn't capable, right? All of our behaviors have a root belief to them. So when we are overly attached to something, and that thing represents an idea, and the idea and the identity behind that attachment historically for me was I can't live without it and I don't want to live without it. Now, once you pick your thing, and I'm encouraging you to go for the big one. Go for the one that you think is going to cause the most emotional pain. It's going to create the most emotional struggle. It's going to disrupt you, right? Like pick the thing that you know you're probably addicted to. And I encourage you to choose the big one because once you tackle that big one, the other ones become so much easier or irrelevant. Okay. Because the lift mentally, spiritually, physically, and emotionally that you're going to do by releasing this one big thing is going to create so much belief that you're going to be able to tackle these other ones with more ease. And you might even find that as you release this big one, the other ones don't even matter anymore, right? So here's an example that I give to people. You pick the big one, write that down. Now, the first question to ask yourself is, what can I expect? What can I expect when I have day one, hour one of not letting this thing go? I can expect that my routine is conditioned to go to this thing. I am conditioned to go to this thing, to seek it out. It is a part of my daily routine. Okay. Now, I use this example of me living in a house where I have the trash can in one place for 10 years. Okay. This trash can has always been in the same spot for 10 years. And then one day I decide that I'm going to move the trash can to a different spot. Now, what do you think happens? Yeah, I keep, just by reinforcement, just by habit, I keep trying to walk back to the old spot of the trash can, just automatically, right? And doing this for a period of time and walking my trash over to where the trash can used to be for 10 years and then realizing the trash can is not there. Now, who moved the trash can? I did. I moved the trash can. So you would think as soon as I moved the trash can, I would realize the trash can is no longer there. But the conditioning around a habit runs deep. And so what can you expect? You can expect that your brain and your body is going to want to go towards that thing because the conditioning of a habit runs deep. So what are you going to do when your brain and your body tries to walk you back to that thing you just got rid of? Now, if we're using the example of diet soda and you decide you're going to let go of diet soda, you can expect that you are going to walk back to the fridge and you're going to open that fridge. And I will tell you that if you still have diet soda in that fridge, it's going to make it a lot more challenging. So, number one, pick what you're going to let go of. Number two, get rid of it. Get it out of your environment. Get it out of your eyesight. Okay. Same thing that they do with people who are sober from alcohol. Same thing that they do with people who are sober from smoking, right? Get all of it out of your environment. Okay. So that when you walk to the fridge, it's not there. Now, here is the next question. Okay. There's giving it up, picking the thing. There's what to expect. And then there's what do you replace it with? Now, this is where people have a harder time. Okay. Because people want to replace something that they're really, really attached to with something that's just as effective, just as compelling. And here's what I will tell you. You're not going to have anything that is just as compelling. Okay. It's just like if you try to compare regular pizza to vegan pizza. Okay. Like vegan pizza tastes good, but if you expect it to taste like regular pizza, you're going to be disappointed every time because it's not regular pizza. Okay. So here's what you do. You pick the thing that is going to replace the diet soda. Is it sparkling water? Is it just regular water? What are you putting? What are you filling that void with? Maybe it's neither. Maybe it's every time I go to walk to the fridge and I open it and there's no soda there. That's my cue to go take a little walk. That's my cue to do 10 jumping jacks. That's my cue to write a note to myself of encouragement. Okay. Notice the things that I'm picking have a physical component to them. Because here's what you want to do. You want to change your physiology, okay? Because no negative habit is not without a physiological component attached to it. Okay. And I'm speaking from experience. Like, ask me how I know. I used to talk about drinking a Diet Coke like it was like the most romantic, wonderful, beautiful thing. Right. And it's like, girl, it's a Diet Coke. It's literally a drink. Okay. So the physiological thing, you're in relationship with this thing. So if you can replace it with something else that has a physiological component to it, what I mean by physiological component is it actually changes your body chemistry. Okay. If you right now stood up and jumped 25 times in the air like you were jumping rope, after that 25th jump, your body's going to feel different. I don't know if it'll feel better. I don't know if it'll feel worse, but it's going to feel different than when you started jumping for the first time, right? So if you can replace the thing that you're letting go of with something that changes your physiological state, then the period of time where you are what I call tantruming, right, is going to shorten. It's going to collapse, right? So along with what to expect, here's what to expect. Imagine you have a baby. Okay. The baby's 1 year old. The baby has a pacifier. And now it's time for the baby not to have a pacifier. Now this baby is attached to a pacifier. So what's going to happen is you're going to take the pacifier away because you need to, right? It's time and it's not good for their development and whatever reasoning you want to have behind it. But it's time to take the pacifier away. What can you expect that baby to do? That baby is going to cry. That baby is going to tantrum. that baby is going to fight you. That baby is going to take all its strength, and babies are strong, and you're the enemy now, for a period of time. But you give it 10 days, 10 days to 2 weeks. And all of a sudden, there's no pacifiers in the environment. You've decided something else to do when the baby needs soothing, right? All of a sudden, that baby forgets pacifiers exist, right? All of a sudden, the baby sees other little kids out in the world, goes, oh, that baby has a pacifier. I don't have a pacifier anymore, right? I've done this with both my kids. So you can expect that your body, your mind is absolutely going to fight you on this, okay? It's going to fight you, and that's okay, because our bodies have a tendency and our minds have a natural predisposition to resist change. Okay? Anything that's unfamiliar. And you, without this thing in your life that you're letting go of, is unfamiliar territory, even if it's healthier, even if it's better for you. So my encouragement is to bring in grace, bring in compassion. This is the perfect time for you to start practicing healthy self-talk, right? In the same way that you would with a baby that you just took the pacifier from. You would be like, I hear you. I know you're upset. I know this is challenging. I know this doesn't feel so good in the moment. I know that you love your pacifier, and it's okay to love your pacifier, and it's okay to change. And you know what I mean? Like, we're with you. I'm with you. Like the healthy self-talk, because you know that you're letting this thing go logically. You know you're letting this thing go for the betterment of your life. And that's so commendable, and it's so courageous, and it's actually pretty rare, So giving yourself that positive self-talk, that healthy self-talk of like, we're going to do this and we're making it, and not we're even going to do this. You already are doing it at this point. You know what I mean? Every hour that you spend not going back to that thing that you said you were going to let go of is a success. It's a success. And I encourage you to celebrate it as such. Okay. Now, here's the other thing. Redesign your environment. Okay. I have my environment set up in a different way, and it's set up according to systems. Okay. It's set up according to my routines. So if I'm going to work out early in the morning, I put all my workout clothes on top of the washing machine so that I can just go and grab them, change, and get there, right? There's no distractions. I make it as easy as possible for me to do the thing. I don't have to pick out an outfit. I don't have to think about it. I don't have to find it. Like, no, everything is there. All I got to do is put it on and get to the gym. So change up your environment. If you're giving up diet soda, going back to our example, then fill the space in the fridge with something different. Maybe that now becomes the spot for fresh berries. Maybe that becomes a spot for sparkling waters. Maybe that becomes the spot for something different. Or just change the whole layout of your fridge so that when you open the fridge, it's a cue to your mind of like, oh, we're in a new place. We're in a new place. I'm someone different. I'm the person that doesn't do that. I'm the person that opens the fridge and grabs water instead. Okay? Now, here's the other thing that can be a little controversial as well. I'm not a big fan of telling people that I'm letting something go, because what I've noticed in my brain and in a lot of people's brains over the last 20 years of being in the work that I do is when you say something to someone, it registers to your brain as if you've already done it. Right? It like releases a level of dopamine and serotonin that makes you feel like, oh yeah, I've done it. So here's what I like to do. I don't tell anybody. I just get to work, I just get to work. And when somebody offers that thing to me, I'm just like, no, thank you, because that's not who I am anymore. And I don't tell them that second part. I say, no, thank you out loud. And I finish in my head with, I'm not that person anymore. So these are the steps to take to really support yourself when it's time for you to choose the big thing that you get to let go of. Okay? What can you expect? You can expect your mind and body to tantrum. Change your environment. Decide what you're going to fill that space with, and then stick to it. Okay? And take it 1 hour at a time if you need to, and celebrate every hour. Set a timer in your phone. Time to celebrate every hour. Because changing your habits, especially as an adult, is really an undertaking, and especially when the world around you engages so freely with the thing that you're letting go of. I love you so much. Let me know how it goes. I'll talk to you soon.